And they're off. This is going to be a highlight video of NCCX number 9, Road to Cyclocross Nationals, episode number 6. If you want to check out one of the best races of the year for Nino, make sure you go to his YouTube page and check out the full video labeled Road to Cyclocross Nationals, episode 6, with the title, I Belong. You'll want to watch the entire video. But for those who don't have that amount of time, this is the highlight. Nino's off on the start line. The reigning mountain bike national champion, Hutch Griffith. Sam Edwards, one of the top-ranked junior 12 and under cyclists in the nation from Velocious Sport. Jasper Brandon and River Sophia were the 5, 11, and 12 juniors. So it was a stacked class, and the little 8-year-old Nino O'Connell lined up, and he was ready. Practiced all week long, and he had got it dialed in and wanted to show what he was all about. Remember from last week, people should fear me. I can beat Sam. I can beat Sam. You remember what he was saying to pump himself up? Well, this week he meant business. This is going to be a quick narration of the video. We're showing some of the highlights here going into lap 1, and you see Nino doing everything right. He had a great start. He was pushing himself to make sure that he could stay in contention to start out this race. Chasing Hutch, chasing Stam, gets caught up behind a couple of the slower traffic from the classes in front, and somehow was able to navigate by and was able to fight hard and catch back on and get some recovery in some of the areas and then hammer where he was stronger in some of the other areas. And you can see here, the little guy who had struggled all year long getting dropped in the first 30 seconds or a minute, he was determined in this particular race to not let that happen because he knew if he could make it through that period of time, anything could happen. Now, let's see what he does in the race. All right, you can see he caught back on to Hutch coming into this turn, and Nino makes a phenomenal inside pass. Nino's technical skills and cross has just gotten so much better this year, racing with Sam and racing the NCCX races. But he makes his pass on Hutch and then hammers on and catches right back up to Sam. And now the little guy is back in contention. One of the things he has been struggling with is whenever he gets off the bike. You keep him on the bike and he can ride with anybody close to him in age. But when he gets off the bike, his size and the weight of the bike makes it difficult. But here, on this particular day, this hill right here, he had it figured out. And there was kind of like little steps made from the people stomping their toes into it. And he was just finding the perfect rhythm to get up this run-up. And he did not lose much time. He lost time every time, but it was very minimal. And he was able to claw himself back into the race. As you can see him getting up this hill with all his might. And once he gets on, he was in the wrong gear, but he struggled to get it turned over. But once he did, he fought right back up. And then he gets to this section here behind the baseball stadium. And I'm going to tell you, I watched the professionals go later in the day, the amateurs throughout the day, and the juniors. Nino was able to navigate these turns as fast as any rider in the entire field all day long. If you're watching this video and you raced or you saw this, watch how fast he takes these turns, and you're going to say to yourself, Eric's right, man. This kid is flying through these turns. And this was kind of like a game changer for him throughout the day. He could close some gaps and he could add some gaps on his competition in this section behind the ball field. All right, from the start of the race, pace was high. Nino was able to catch back on. And right here into lap 2, Hutch is on the rivet there. He's dangling off the back. Cyclocross is new to him. He's a BMX racer, mountain biker, but he's not been doing much cross. And this is a totally different animal. So Hutch is struggling to keep up with Sam. Nino has fought back up and clawed his way back onto Sam's wheel. And now Nino knows that he's in contention. Nino knows he has the endurance to race with any single rider in the country once you can get him past lap 1. He is a 8-year-old that does regular 50, 60, 70-mile rides, and his endurance is there for as long as you want to race him. The only time he struggles is the first 3-4 minutes of a race. If he can make his way through that, game on. Well, so Nino knows that he's in contention now, and I don't care who you are, where you are, you're not going to get rid of this little fly. He's going to stick on you until he thinks he has a chance. Kudos to him. Game plan was in perfect place for him. We talked about what to do, and he did it I mean, he was playing the chords on the guitar exactly the way they needed to be played because he gave himself a chance. It's not about winning. We don't care about winning. Nino doesn't even care about winning most of the time. Of course, everybody wants to win every now and then. He cares about having a chance to win, and now he'd given himself that chance. All right here, it's a little confusing. The rider in front is in the 15 to 18 division. Nino caught on exact same kit as Sam, but different person. So Sam is right behind Nino. Nino has caught up to the older junior rider, and they're riding together, and they're getting ready to go into the final stages of the race. Nino's hanging on to the older junior rider and kind of using a little bit of a recovery, drafting behind him as they get a little bit further into this lap. Nino thinking about passing him, but I think he thought better of it and just decided to stick on his wheel. And so now Nino's starting to think at his little 8-year-old brain is, what are the tactics that I can use to win this race? And he knows where he's stronger. He also knows where he's weaker because we talked about it after the race. And he knew there was a couple places that he knew he needed to have a little bit of a gap in order to be able to stay in the lead. And he started to be able to do that throughout this. So let's check it out as he starts to come a little bit closer to the finish line. And let's see how this plays out. It all comes down to this. Nino makes the turn. Sam makes the mistake. Nino's off the front and he is gone. And let's watch the little guy for the first race of NCCX 2025 take it to the finish line for the victory.
I did it!